I like to bring a loving and nurturing energy to my classes, a connective space for expansion and transformation. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. I first discovered yoga while I was living in BC. After living in Whistler for 4 years, I decided to move to Victoria on Vancouver Island. And upon moving there, I moved in with 2 yoga instructors. After seeing how yoga was such an impactful part of their life and their journey, I became really curious on what the practice was all about. The shifts I felt within from the start to the finish was so incredible, and I connected to my body and my breath in a way that I had never experienced before. I fell in love with the Bikram practice and it became a regular part of my life. I ended up getting a job at the yoga studio and just being able to engage with the community and really be a part of that movement that I was experiencing. After practicing there solidly for about a year, I ended up moving to Australia to do a little bit more soul searching and really ground down in my yoga practice. I ended up moving back to Ontario after a year of being there, and upon moving home, there was no Bikram studio here, so I started discovering other styles of yoga, other practices. That really grew me a lot. It allowed me to have a lot more creativity and flow with my body and the movements. Just under a year coming home, I was going to a waterfall. It was early spring, so there was still snow on the ground. I was scaling down to look over the falls and I lost my grip and fell 25 feet over the edge onto a foot of water and rocks. It was a really traumatic experience at the time. It was a huge healing journey. I was off work and my yoga practice for about 6 weeks. That was a really hard thing to go through at the time. I remember my first day back on my mat, it just brought me to tears, being so humbled in my body to see the capacity it had to heal and grow through the injuries. After returning to my practice on a regular basis, I had to be really patient with myself and my body, recognizing that my practice wasn't what it was before, and just honoring that where I was at those times and knowing that it was taking me a little bit longer to do simple poses and just being okay with that and knowing that my body was working to the best of its capacity. Shortly after healing from my injury, I knew it was time to complete my yoga teacher training. I always wanted to go to Peru, but never really tied it together that I may do my yoga teacher training in Peru. I knew I wanted to become a yoga teacher. Wasn't really sure when that would come into play, but I trusted in the right timing it would. I found a school there that resonated really deeply. It was more than just a yoga teacher training, but a whole spiritual transformation. Completing my teacher training in the sacred valleys of Peru was a truly magical experience. Being able to bring that knowledge and that ancient wisdom back home and share that through my classes was just such a wonderful and blessed experience. I feel so blessed to be able to hold space for others to connect to themselves inwardly, to do the healing work and really surrender to what our body needs. And I hope to see you on the mat.